Hello. Welcome. Yeah, I know the drill. Like on the way in, like at the door, or you can't get in to the set. It's going to be a great one tonight, folks. It's going to be a great one. I'm excited. A lot to talk about. Week 2 has not disappointed. And in a lot of areas, week 2 was loaded with a lot of great football, a lot of great topics. We're going to get into it tonight for sure. Please like on your way in and share. Invite a friend. Be a friend. Invite a friend. Please share to a friend. We are close to 10,000 subscribers. This channel has been going now for about 2 months, close to 2 months, I believe. We are close to 10,000 subscribers. When I hit 10K, so road to 10K. When I hit 10K, I will be doing a jersey giveaway. I will lay out the parameters, how you can enter into the jersey giveaway as one of my subscribers. So be on the lookout. Follow me on X. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all those platforms. I will lay out the criteria, how you can enter to win a jersey. And also a case of good sport. I know you guys see good sport behind me on the set. You get a chance to try it for yourself. All natural hydration. It's a company I'm a part of. But we're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. It's exciting. We're growing. And as we grow and as we continue to grow, keep giving me feedback. Keep giving me my reviews. Let me know what you would like to see, what I can do better, what I can improve on. I'm very coachable. Very, very coachable. I want to keep my show to be very interactive, which is why I do what we're doing tonight and what we did last week with Kyle Krabs, bringing on Kyle, offering my platform for him to have his voice, which he has his own platform. But I want this show to be interactive. I don't want to just sit here and, my way to highway. No, let's talk. Let's communicate. And I love to do the lives because of the chat. My chat is jumping, and I'm looking, I'm reading. So let's keep that rolling. All right, let's get started. Folks. Welcome to the set. I am your host, T-Stead, none other than the one and only T-Stead. All right, let's get straight into it. Week 2 review. Let's start with my Miami Dolphins, okay? Let's get there. Fins down, but not out. We scream fins up. That's the logo. That's the mantra. That's the slogan. Fins up. Fins down right now, but not out. It can look dark right now. It's dark clouds are starting to form, but it's not over. Everything is still in front of the guys. Everything. All their dreams, hopes, aspirations still in front of them. And still in front of us as fans of the Miami Dolphins. So the Fins are down right now. They're 0-2, but they're not out. Not out because it's a very long season. Very long season that can get short quickly if the tide doesn't change, if things don't get turned around now. It's still really early, so we don't want to get into the must win. You guys might feel differently. You might say Thursday night is a must win. And I'm still trying to figure out if I feel the same way because it's week 3. But it is layers to it. It is layers to it. because it's not just week 3. This is the second game against a division opponent. That's another layer. That's an added element to this. This is another game against an AFC opponent. That's another layer. That's another component to this that is leaning towards being must-win Thursday. I'm not fully there. Because it's week 3. We know the statistics of playoff teams that start 0-2, that start 0-3. It's low. Numbers are low. Not impossible. Very difficult, but not impossible. For Thursday, first let's get into Sunday. Let's go back. Let's go back to Sunday. What happened? I did not get a chance to watch the game live. I was at a basketball camp with my twin daughters. We were in the DMV. On the way back from the camp, I'm keeping up with the score. I'm looking all on the plane, but they couldn't watch the game live. I get back, I watch the game. I watch the film. Sunday hurt. As a fan, I understand the perspective. From a fan perspective, sitting at home, sitting with your family, sitting with your friends, or sitting by yourself, you're invested in a team. You are hoping for their success. You feel a connection that's deeper than just watching a game. Like it's affecting you. I get it. I'm new to this side. I am. But Sunday was, damn, that it sucked to not walk away with that win. Did the Dolphins play great? Not at all. Not at all. They played well enough to win, but didn't get the dub. And the fashion that they lost, at the end of the game, just so many very, very close opportunities to walk away with the dub and not walk away with it. It makes you really feel like you left empty-handed. Like, what can we take from the game? Is it a learning experience? That was a tough one. That was a tough one to lose. Let's talk about it. The Patriots team that they played Sunday, it's a much better team, much better offense, much better team. I strongly feel that way. I played the Patriots the last 3 years, 6 times. I believe 6-0. And they never had anything offensively throughout my time in Miami. The defense was solid, was strong, especially against the run. But no, this was a different Patriots campaign. I would say that. Mike Vrabel he's building something over there. Patriots are getting stronger to be a presence in that division. I think it's still early. I don't think they're going to do anything worthwhile this year. I don't see them as a playoff contender. Just in my opinion, early in the season, I don't see that, but they are a much better team. Drake May was impressive. What he's able to do with his legs is impressive, and he made some timely throws. Dolphins wasn't able to generate much pass rush. Watching the film, the Patriots did a lot of the same things the Colts did as far as leaving extra guys in protection. So a lot of 6, 7 man protections, tight ends, running backs looking to help, especially on the edges. So showing respect to the rushers. Man, Chubb has probably had 2 one-on-one opportunities so far this season, and they've equated into 2 sacks. So with a chance to rush, that the front is real. Miami Dolphins front is real. Don't let the course of these first 2 games take away from that. The front is real. Those guys can rush the passer. They can get after the passer. It's just been very limited opportunities. And you have to earn those opportunities. You know, it's not for nothing that the Dolphins, the defense have to earn those opportunities. The offense have to get a lead, gain a lead, and allow in order to get more opportunities to rush the passer. Plain and simple. But they can do that. They do have the personnel to do that. I love what I saw from Chop. He was explosive. He was decisive. They felt his pressure. They felt his speed. But Chop had maybe 3 rushes, 3 or 4 pass rushes in an entire game. Small sample size. Dolphins have to find a way to get more opportunities to rush the passer. You have to earn it on first and second down. Stopping the run. Playing with the lead. Offense not turning the ball over. That will equate to more rush opportunities. And the Dolphins will be successful in those scenarios. In the run game, they gave up very untimely explosives. And not home runs, but untimely 8-yard gains, untimely 12-yard gains. And it wasn't consistent. They had a lot of no gains, 1-yard gains, and then boom, 12. Just untimely. And it's close, man. They were close. Specifically, the defense was close so many times to like really getting a handle on the game, and just Drake May made some plays. Run game made some plays, and really just was able to do a lot of the same things the Colts were able to do. Time of possession, extended drives, timely first downs. The key stat from Sunday, and the reason why the Dolphins are 0-2 right now, is 2 stats. One will remain no matter the team, no matter the week, no matter where they play. One of these stats will remain always from this season on. Turnovers. The Dolphins were -2 after being -3 last week. So we talked about this last week. The turnover statistic is the number one statistic in football, in the game. It is the most telling. It is the most consistent. It's the turnover differential, the turnover ratio directly tells the story. The teams that finish at the top in turnovers and giveaways, like they're at the top in that ratio. They're +10, they're +12 at the end of the year. Those are the playoff teams. Plain and simple. You might have one outlier, one team that's +1 or -1 that got into the playoffs. One outlier, but consistently, historically, the turnover battle, the turnover differential is the most telling stat in football. Now, so that is the stat for this game while we are sitting here at 0-2, and red zone. Red zone efficiency. The New England Patriots were in the red zone 4 times. They scored 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns, 1 field goal. The Dolphins were in the red zone 3 times. They scored 1 touchdown. That 4-point difference between a touchdown and a field goal makes all the difference. Makes all the difference in the world. Sean Payton would always say, and if you follow me, you've been a part of this set, you know I'll reference Sean Payton. But Sean Payton will always say, 3rd down in the red zone is a 4-point play. It is massive. It is impactful. 3rd down in the red zone is a 4-point play. It's huge. So the Patriots having 4 opportunities in the red zone, 3 of those were touchdowns. The Dolphins, 3 opportunities in the red zone, 1 was a touchdown. Red zone efficiency, turnovers is the reason we're sitting here at 0-2. No matter what else happened throughout the game, those 2 stats, for me, I looked at the stats, I watched the film, it told the story. That told the story, those 2 stats. It was some up and downs from both teams. It was plays made from both teams, plays missed from both teams. Those 2 stats were the difference. Getting into the offense and talking turnovers, the game started exactly the way you don't want it to. Early turnover. We have an interception over the middle, and it's looking like, man, here we go again. We about to go. It's about to be the Colts all over again. Oh man, it's a nightmare. The sky's falling. It's about to be terrible. We're gonna get blew out. No. The response that I asked for from Tua and others, Tyreek Hill, Devon Achane, Jalen Waddle, the response that I asked for, I saw it. They responded. Man. The game started off in nightmare fashion. An interception early. Tua throw an interception early. And it just, that's your moment. If you are a mentally weak team, that's your moment to be like, oh man, here we go again. And it's just, it goes downhill from there. They did not do that. And I love that from this team, which is why I have a hard time saying that Thursday is must win, because this team doesn't have the quit gene. They went from a nightmare start to looking like the Dolphins we know and love. Start marching down the field, explosive plays, big plays. Jalen Waddle getting the end zone. Les Waddle. Devon Achane, explosives. Tyreek, long 40-yard pass. Like it started to happen. When they could have folded, they responded. I was happy about that. Pleased with that. Pleased with the response. Of all those guys that I called out last week that I wanted to see the response from, I saw a response. Didn't seal the deal. Didn't get the dub. For whatever reason, for clock management, for this misplay, that misplay, stepped out of bounds, whatever, didn't do it. Didn't get the dub. And that's what we're here for. That's the goal. That's the end all be all, the dub. I was definitely pleased with the response from those guys, and we'll look to see it again Thursday. In early, though, from the first series, don't want to fall behind. Don't want to have that early turnover and have to fight through that early adversity. Let's, from the jump, from the coin toss, start off fast, explosive, confident, but got to seal the deal at the end. Have to seal the deal. Find a way to win. Have to find a way to win. That's the separator. That's the separator. I think it was 2 years ago, the Kansas City Chiefs margin of victory was maybe 2 points. But they lost 3 games the whole season. So they snuck away and barely won against 85% of their schedule. But they found a way to win. And in different fashions. Mahomes didn't always light it up. The defense didn't always shut everybody down, but they found ways to win. That is the added, that's the last touch for the great teams. That's what separates the good from the great. It's finding a way to win those close games weekly, because these situations come up weekly because everyone is so good in the NFL. Like, even the team that you feel is the worst is that team full of NFL players, full of great players, team full of them, whether you know their name or not. These are professionals. That's why it's any given Sunday. So for Thursday, well, still on Sunday, the last interception, the pressure coming from the right, Tua steps up. He's looking right. He looks middle. He never makes it back over to the left. So I've seen screenshots of who I believe was maybe Tanner Connor on the left side in the flat. But that's a steal shot. His eyes never even got back over there. Like, he never saw him on the field. So that the left side of the field was in a blind spot as he was stepping up from the pressure, feeling the pressure. So he take a sack and get rid of the ball. Interception. Of course, I can sit right here today and say it can't happen, which is true. Can't happen. You want to go down, score, let's celebrate. And it sucks. That's terrible way to have that game in after responding, going and putting up the points. And to end in the interception is disheartening. But eyes focus on Thursday. Can they do it? Can they get it done? That's going to be the question you hear all week. Can they get it done? Big bad Buffalo, Thursday night football. Can they get it done? I'm sitting here today. I believe so. I believe they can get it done. I'm not willing to quit on the guys, man. I'm not willing to give up on them. I'm not. I saw resilience. I saw the fight. I didn't see the win, which I would have loved to with, man. That it hurt. But they can pull off this Thursday night win against Buffalo that it answers so many questions. It mutes so many outside noises. It cancels so many narratives. Can you beat a good team? Can you win the primetime game? Can you knock off the bill? Like, all the narratives that they face, everything that's happening these first 2 weeks can be eliminated Thursday. That's why I feel like they can do it. Because this is an opportunity. It's a golden opportunity to silence all the noise. And that's not why you play the game. You don't play the game to silence noise or combat narratives. Play the game to win, to be the best that you can possibly be, to chase a Super Bowl, to represent your family, to represent the logo on the side of your helmet, represent the name on the back, the name on the front. That's why you play the game. But this opportunity that's Thursday is golden for the Dolphins. Golden. It is. You can't script it any better. Come away with this win Thursday night. Beat ass Thursday night. It'll stop a lot of noise. It'll change the trajectory of the season. It'll change the feel. It'll change the mood. I'm optimistic. So, I'm optimistic. I want to see it. I do. I want to see it. Coming up Thursday, on the show, on the set, Thursday night, I have a special guest. Miami Dolphins versus Buffalo Bills. I'm representing the Miami Dolphins. I have Mitch Morse joining the set. We're going to be the pregame show for Thursday Night Football. Mitch Morse is a Pro Bowler, multiple-time Pro Bowler, center for the Buffalo Bills. He just recently retired, as I have. Both of us as offensive linemen. I was left tackle. He was a center. We're going to be going back and forth for the duration of the set before Thursday Night Football. So make sure you guys are pulling up Thursday. Jump in the chat. Let Mitch know how you feel. Let him know how you feel about his Buffalo Bills. But we're going to have a conversation with the ops Thursday. So mark that on your calendar. The set Thursday. Mitch Morse, Pro Bowler, Buffalo Bill. He was also a Kansas City Chief as well. Okay, now, I told you I love to have my show to be interactive and, share take. I'm willing to listen. I have a guy joining the show now that has a strong presence, very strong voice throughout the Miami Dolphins community. He is the reason And I have Reason joining the show right now, joining the set. I cannot wait to have this conversation with this guy. He has been on my feed for quite a while. He's been on my radar. Someone that I've been looking forward to having a conversation with. So let's get that going. What's going on, my guy? How you doing?
I'm not too bad. Terron, thanks for having me on, man. It's an absolute honor to share this stage with you, sir. I do a weekly podcast with Richmond Webb, and now I'm
The
up here with
legend.
you, so I can sit here
Real
and
left
say
tackle
that
legend.
I can, man, I can sit here and say that I've done podcasts with the two best left tackles in Dolphins history. So I'm
Let's
a
go.
happy camper. Thank you for having
Let's
me,
go.
sir.
Let's go. Reason, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, man. Thank you. Your
Hey, it's a
setup is
pleasure to be here.
fire. Your backdrop is fire.
You like? I
Fire.
appreciate that, sir. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank
Austin, is his audio good? Sounds a little low. Yeah, you can turn
Do
it
you want me
up.
to turn that up a bit?
Nope, we got you.
All
There we go.
right, sir.
All right. Reason, you have joined the set, and I want to offer you my platform. Okay. So I will give you the time you need, and I want you to just give the viewers right here, right now, your feel. Where are you right now? Your feel on the Miami Dolphins, the current climate, what you expect Thursday. Are you optimistic? Are you pessimistic? Let us know. Let it out. Rant. Kanye, give us a Kanye West rant.
Well, then you're gonna have me saying I miss the old Kanye right now. I've been known as pretty much as an optimistic, content creator over the last couple of years. I wanted Mike McDaniel, right? I wanted him the year before when we had Flores. I wanted him or Pep Hamilton as the OC. Then when we were looking for a coach, I wanted him or Harbaugh. So I'm a fan of McDaniel. I wanted McDaniel. In 2019, I was starting that that train on YouTube. I wanted Tua Tagovailoa in a Dolphins jersey, okay? So this is coming from I'm trying to be objective as possible, but it's coming from a place who I wanted some of these pieces that are currently in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
It feels to me that loss against the Colts, it came away. The team to me looked like a team that was in week 16, 17, or 18 of the season, and they know they're not making the playoffs. And they know they're out on the coach. That's the level of unpreparedness I saw. And that's what scared me, because we've seen us unprepared before. Even there's times where you were on this roster, Terron, where they looked unprepared, but you saw it again this Sunday, right? Second drive, Tua was locked in. Second drive, everything, and now we're on the right path. This defense, I had a lot of hopes for the front seven, and they haven't lived up to it at all. But offensively, I know you were talking earlier about key stats, and you made a lot of good points with the red zone efficiency and everything like that, and the third down. You know what I mean? I loved your Sean Payton quote. That was fantastic. But why all of a sudden in the last two drives, when it matters most, when it's crunch time, and it's not just Tua, and this is what I've been trying to tell people, there are so many more issues at large than just Tua Tagovailoa and the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
It's evident. It was evident when Tua got hurt last year and we were missing him. It was evident when Tua came back for the first 6 games from concussion. I mean, he threw for 13 touchdowns, an interception, had a 77% completion percentage, had a 116.3 passer rating. He threw for 1,642 yards in those first 6 games, and we still managed to go 3-3.
Yeah.
And this is why I don't have a ton of hope for the Buffalo Bills game. I mean, last year in week 9, Tua Tagovailoa, he posted the second best single game passing play EPA ever against the Sean McDermott led Buffalo Bills defense since 2017. And we still found a way to lose because the defense, they just weren't good enough. They posted the 22nd worst EPA per play performance against the Sean McDermott Bills team. The special teams had the 7th worst single game performance from an EPA per play standpoint against Buffalo in that game. So even when Tua shows up, other phases let us down. And I think this comes from a coaching. I think this comes from a coaching aspect. I just think McDaniel, I get it. All right. I get everything. All right. We all know with everything in life, with every position in life, there's ego at play. I understand that. So I'm not holding that against anyone. But at some point, man, I told you earlier, I wanted Mike McDaniel in Miami. But in year
Right.
one, when fans told me, reason, you're being too quick to jump the gun, in year one, Terron, I was saying he's not cut out to be the play caller of this team. I could see it right away. And, we get down by more than 7 points. He kind of looks like a deer in headlights. I don't think he finds a good run pass balance, especially in red zone situations. We become way too pass happy at certain times when, if you've watched Tua since Alabama, dropping back 40, 45 times, that's not Tua's game. That never has been Tua's game. His whole game has been finding that rhythm in the offense based off of good protection up front, which I feel we've let Tua down on, and the run game, which we've also let down with, protection up front. And I don't think he's found enough balance in that run game to help make Tua's life easier. I don't have a ton of hope because we've beat them once with Tua since he's been here. And even when Tua's shown up and been one of our best players in the field, like 2022, when people told us Tua couldn't play in the cold, he was one of the best players on that field. But what happened? Tyreek Hill and Trent Sherfield, they dropped touchdown passes in the end zone. Josh Boyer and his defense allowed a 3rd and 17 to get converted before halftime goes. The Bills get points. Any one of those three things go our way, we win. And really, those were out of Tua's hands. Last year, I just gave you the EPA for play stats. Those special teams and defense, that's out of Tua's hands. And they're letting us down in key games. I've said this. It feels like, and this is dating for a long time. This is pre-Flores. This is pre-Gase. It feels like one of the organizational curses, I should say, is we can never get all three phases to show up in big moments and in big games. Before you got here, Terron, you could go to Tua's first year here, and we had a win and get in game against the Buffalo Bills. They were beating us so bad, Terron, that they benched Josh Allen at halftime. And I was like, okay, we're going to make up some ground here. Here we go. Matt Barkley's coming in. We got this. Matt Barkley came out and he looked like Jim Kelly against us. You know what I mean? Like, we can just never get all phases clicking. And that's where I'm kind of at right now. I think changes should have been made after the Jets loss. And I see a team that is getting off the rails. I felt like a little bit of the blame game was being played after the game ended on Sunday. And I just don't see a lot of positive signs or signs for hope heading into a team that beat the Ravens already this season, has arguably the best player in the world right now in Josh Allen. And organizationally, they've had our number for years now. So everything seems like, to put it in simplest terms, a mess. So can they get it right and win Thursday? Sure, anything's possible. But I wouldn't be betting on it. I wouldn't be putting any money on that. I want to believe, but I'm not seeing enough for me to believe. And that sucks to say. That really hurts, as a content creator, but most of all as a fan. I want to see good football every Sunday. I want to see, they haven't listen, I'm going to be 41 in February. I haven't seen this team win a playoff game since I was 15 years old. Like, that is crazy. And it just doesn't feel like it's going to change. And it's tough. It sucks. But it is what it is at this point. And I think, everyone wants to say, oh, if we would have drafted this guy at quarterback, a quarterback's not changing this situation. You see Joe Burrow goes down with that toe injury, right? You've seen Joe Burrow's injury history. What do you think would have happened to him in Miami with Tua's injury history? It would have been the same thing. Justin Herbert, he wouldn't have got Pep Hamilton level coaching early on. He would have got Godsey and Stoodsville, who were ran out of here after a year, et cetera, et cetera. It just would have been a mess for any quarterback. Jordan Love wouldn't have been able to sit 2 years on the bench and be mentored by a great like Aaron Rodgers. Everyone thinks this is mad and there's some quick fix out there.
Reason.
But as I look,
Reason, you are cooking.
There's just problems all over from
When I asked for a Kanye style, I didn't think you was actually about to go,
I was gonna give it to you. Yep.
yo, hey man. All right. I did not want to interrupt because you were cooking. You making a
No, go
lot of
ahead. Hey,
you were
it's
making
your
a
show,
lot
bro.
of great points. You have the statistics, analytics. You have personal investment too. You've been rocking with the team for your entire life. You've gone through misfortune. You've seen the coaching changes, the player change. I get it. I do, I'm trying to get it deeper. So I'm trying to really pause. That was crazy. I'm trying to
Yeah,
understand.
that was crazy.
Yeah, that was insane. I'm trying to understand further, right? The thing about this current situation and what's going on and the Mike McDaniel regime is you asked for Mike, right? That's the guy that you wanted to hire. He comes
Yep.
in his first year. We changed the culture. We changed the NFL's perspective on the Miami Dolphins and how they saw the Dolphins. We changed that. We went to the playoffs. We didn't get the playoff win at all. We didn't have our starting quarterback that year in the playoffs, and we fall short.
Yep.
I believe Kansas City Chiefs won that Super Bowl. The next year, which was the best team I was on in Miami, no question. My second year, we go to the playoffs.
Yep.
The wheels fall off at the end of the season. A lot of injuries. Can't really pinpoint play, like bad play, on anybody. And a lot of injuries. We had that misfortune. We go to the playoffs. We lose to Kansas City. I think Kansas City won that Super Bowl. Last year was the outlier year. It never felt like we had a real chance to go do anything special. And we don't make the playoffs. Win a nice amount of games, up and down. Tua was in and out of the lineup, and don't make the playoffs. Eagles win that Super Bowl. I say that to say there's only one winner, bro. Every team, every fan base, every front office are looking for answers. Except for all 31 teams are looking for answers. 31 teams are analyzing and really doing a deep study on their coach, on their offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, quarterback. They all 31. So I get exactly what you're saying, but you're not alone. The Miami Dolphins fan base is not alone in that same process. Like, you go through different teams and different situations. You want to win, like, and it's not a bad thing. You want to win. You want success. You want playoff wins. You want a Super Bowl. We all do. There's only one at the end of the year. One team wins, 31 losers. 31 teams are going through their roster trying to find ways to improve because they could not get it done. We got to get better in this area. We got to be coached better here. We got to. So this is not just the Miami Dolphins thing and the Miami Dolphins situation. We're not the only team 0-2. Now, I feel like I can understand a lot what you're saying as far as Sunday and week one. Week one that's not it. That's not the outfit you want to put on film. That's not what you want to put out there for the world to see. That's not it. Week two starts off the same way, but they start to right the ship, come up short. It's still early. It still can be done. And at the end of the season is one winner. Only one team will get it right. Only one.
Yeah.
Will it be Miami? We don't know. But I know for Mike McDaniel and his regime and his coaching staff, what they've done in 3 years, now going into 4. It was a man, it was a mess when we got there. It was a mess, bro. It was a lot of it was tough environment to come in, and I give Mike a lot of credit for how he flipped the switch of the franchise and brought back the expectation and brought back lofty goals, brought back playoff aspirations, brought back Super Bowl aspirations. Like that is that's not easy to do. That's not easy to do. So I give him credit, and I would stand up and say that for Mike. He stood tall. He brought in and brought together a team that wasn't a team and bonded together as brothers and went out and changed the trajectory and changed the outlook of this organization. Now to try to recreate the greatness that this organization knows, and hasn't happened yet. Hasn't happened yet. But what did happen, and what I bear witness to, Mike stood tall and he did it. He changed the culture. He brought back the expectations. He brought back the odds and the the Dolphins being a weekly conversation. Now I'm with you on everything as far as that doesn't make you safe for 10 years. You know what I mean? Like, you still got to go and show and prove. Man, I feel optimistic about Thursday because of the opportunity. It's an opportunity to silence all noise. Every question that has been said, every negative narrative that has been thrown out at the Dolphins can be answered Thursday. It can be answered Thursday. Can you beat the good team? Can you knock off the big bad Bills? Can you beat the MVP Josh Allen? Can you? Let's see it Thursday.
Yeah, but then the question becomes to you is, okay, but then are you going to have games against the Titans where in the final 4 minutes you blow it when you should have beat that team? You know what I mean? Then it's like, you watch the Patriots game, and this is what's so frustrating. Stuff that has been plaguing us for 4 years in critical moments pops up in our biggest moments. And I'll give you examples. The sacks that were given up by Borum and such, right? And those final 2 drives, 2 delay of game penalties, because clearly the calls are getting in not on time. Because, I said this on my show tonight. I mean, Tua's breaking the huddle with 10 or 9 seconds. So what is he getting the play cut off at 15 seconds and then he's asking everyone for his Uber order? No, I know how Tua works. He's quicking in his order of operations. He's very efficient with that. And so, and these are happening in critical moments. You know what I mean? Remember, in week 1, 12 men in the huddle on a fourth and goal. I mean, this is basic fundamental stuff that needs to be cleaned up. These are order of operations stuff
I
that you
agree.
see.
I agree.
I mean,
Reason, I agree.
We've just got so many motions. You see him calling Tyreek off of his motion because they don't got time to snap the ball. Like, these are things that those teams that you're talking about, and specifically the Chiefs winning by those slim, razor thin margins, they don't make those type of mistakes consistently. And if they do make it once, they'll make sure not to make it twice or 3 times on the same drive, where we will do that. And you can't, just like as you were talking about the turnovers and the red zone efficiency, you can't consistently have a half dozen mental errors in key moments and expect to win games against those good teams you were talking about in key moments, because you guys are all the best of the best. There's a razor thin margin of error in these games to begin with, and you're just giving it up with stuff that should be cleaned up and shouldn't be an issue anymore. You know
Listen,
what I mean?
I
And
agree.
that's
I
what's so
agree,
disheartening.
bro. I agree. Those miscues, the miscellaneous things, the small details. I agree. Has to be cleaned up. Need to be cleaned up. That shouldn't be talked about right now. I get it. I agree 1,000%. So I'm not against what you're saying for sure. I'm optimistic and I'm looking forward to Thursday. I would love to see it happen. Also, Reason, I'm gonna have to come on your show. You and Richmond Webb, y'all send me some dates so I can come on your show. I gotta go ahead and progress. We're talking New Orleans Saints. I got Nick Underhill. He's waiting. So I got to move on from the Dolphins right now. But listen, man, I really appreciate you. I appreciate your football mind. You had a lot of great insight. I feel your frustration, like I do, as a fan, as a content creator, as somebody that's watching closely, which you are. I see it. I hear it. It's fire. Let's have another conversation. Let me know when you and Richmond Webb's ready.
For sure. For sure, I will, because we want to pick your brain about Jonas Savaiinaia. All right.
Okay. For sure. He's great.
All
Don't
right,
let anything.
Oh, I loved him coming out of Arizona.
Right.
I loved him.
Still, he's gonna have growing pains, but
I love him.
All right, we'll talk. We'll talk, bro.
Agreed.
Get out of here, Reason.
All right, sir. All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, sir. All right. Got to move on from Miami Dolphins. Keep the set rolling. I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate Reason for jumping in. All the guys that tagged him on X to have him come join the show. He was phenomenal. He's fire. I'm gonna go on his show. We're gonna talk. We gotta finish that discussion for sure. Right now, I have Nick Underhill. He's joining. He is the face of New Orleans media. He covers the New Orleans Saints at the highest level. He's the best in media and journalism in the NFL. I feel that strongly about this guy. It's none other than Nick Underhill. What's up, my guy?
I gotta have you do my intro anytime I go anywhere, man. That was amazing. Hey, man,
got
the Dolphins got a win for my man. Like they are stressing him out, man. Like they got to do it. Like I want Miami to win every game now just for reason, man. Like that man is stressed out. Like he said, they ain't won a playoff game since the Bush administration. I think he was about to say the Lord Jesus couldn't have succeeded a quarterback for him. Like they got to do better for him, man, and the Dolphins fans, man.
No, for real, bro. And it freaking it's terrible, bro, because I was there and I've always been a player that like kept my ear to the streets on like the fan perception and the fans being able to go to work and talk shit. You know what I mean? Like I always wanted to help the fans do that. Like I fed into the rivalries. Hey, as a Saint, we hate the Falcons. I hate the Falcons. Simple. As a Dolphin, we hate the Bills. I hate the Bills. Like that's what we're doing. I'm riding. That's how I'm built, man. Team player. And it pains me, Nick, because I wasn't able to get a playoff win for the Dolphins fan base. That really bothers me, bro. It really does. It really does. And I see that from Reason, like the passion he just spoke with. Man, I want nothing more than them guys to win, man, and win for that fan base, bro. It's a deep like pain, man. It sucks. Let's move on. Come on, let's transition,
from a
bro.
distance. Yeah.
Let's transition. Let's go New Orleans Saints. All right. Got Nick Underhill. The Saints fall short to the 49ers with 26-21 back and forth game on Sunday. 49ers jumped out into the league. Saints fought back the way that we know the Saints to fight back, but came up short. One guy specifically that I really want to talk about that I was impressed with week one, as we talked about. But Nick, talk to me about Spencer Rattler.
Man, he looked good. He was one throw away, I think, from really having like a huge statement game. He had Olave open for a touchdown, threw the pass behind him a little bit. He just throws it a little bit more toward the post. I think he's got a touchdown there, and they probably win that game. And it sets a tone early on, and they're just kind of rolling. But they went 3-4 drives. It was a little bit stagnant. He hit a deep throw to Shaheed down the sideline, put it right in the bucket, one-handed catch. It was an amazing throw. Touchdown pass to Juwan Johnson, another one, just kind of put it only where his guy could get it, has pressure coming in on him as he throws it. Kind of, he didn't have like a great throwing platform there, and he still got it to where it needed to go. I thought he looked great in this game, man. Like, I think among the second year guys, like he's right in that mix. I don't really see a difference in, obviously there's ceilings and potential and all this stuff that could change over time, but we saw Penix and McCarthy playing last night. I don't see a huge gulf of difference between him and those guys, at least right now. Is it stands? I think he's got a chance. I think he's got a chance. I don't know if it gets all the way there or not, but I think there's stuff this coaching staff has to do to mature and become a great staff. But I think one thing they can do really well is design offense, call offense, and they all know how to play quarterback. Like this Kellen Moore, one of the highest level college quarterbacks of all time. He knows how to coach position. Doug Nussmeier, he was a professional quarterback. Scott Linehan, he was one. Tolzien was one. Like they know that position. I think these guys are in good hands right now, and I'm eager to see where it goes. And look, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of love the story. Like they tried to replace him. They drafted Tyler Shuck. He's in there. At some point, he's gonna have to win some games. They got Seattle next week, Buffalo the week after that. That it could really turn on him quickly in those situations, but. Man, I kind of like that he's throwing his middle finger up to him right now and just saying, like, you ain't getting me out of here easy. Like, I love the story. I mean, it's a real underdog thing, and he's doing his thing right now, man.
I feel the same way, Nick. I do. We talked about it last week, man. I love Spencer Rattler's fearlessness. He is the most unfazed, confident person that you can ever see, and you can see it on film, bro. It's just he believes in himself if no one else does. And a lot of us do. I believe in him. I believe in him, man. I think he can be a guy that can develop and grow and to be something real. You know what I mean? It's early. He's still got a lot of growing to do. His team has to help him too. His offense have to help him too. From the coaching staff to his players to his peers, they have to help him too. You know, keep him clean as possible, make tough catches. You know what I mean? Yards after catch, all those things. AK, all those, you know what I mean? Those guys got to help him too. With a young quarterback, and he's doing everything that he can to try to put those guys in a position to win. But from what I see in New Orleans, man, I see a close-knit group that they are fighting for each other. Spencer Rattler on a scramble, he was hit late out of bounds, and his O-line didn't play about him. Eric McCoy, Kelvin Banks Jr., they was ready to squabble. I love it. I love to see it. I love to see it, Nick.
Yeah, look, he was right there. Banks was there to hold him back. The last time someone had to be held back on that offensive line, it was so Eric McCoy didn't hit Derek Carr on the field. So it's a little bit of a little bit of a different situation right now.
No lie.
But yeah, they're definitely, man, they're playing hard, and that's something that I think is good to see. You know, I think the games are going to get tougher. I think they're going to need that to get through some of this rebuild and all that stuff. But it seems like they got the right mentality. It seems like they're happy to be there. It feels a little bit healing, which is weird to say because they're 0-2. And I don't know where that first win's going to come from, but the last couple of years here were so weird and so depressing that it just feels kind of nice to have a fresh start. And I think you feel that with the team too. I think they're excited to go to work. I think they feel like they're building something right now. And man, even that locker room, like they're in there, they're cracking jokes. Like, you know, the feel of like a good locker room versus a bad locker room. And when y'all were winning, man, it was everybody was playing Smash Brothers. The ping pong table was going. Guys were joking. Like, you could tell. Like, in the last couple of years, it just hasn't been like that, and it's kind of back to that right now. And I think all that stuff actually does matter. Like, people roll their eyes at it and all that stuff, but like I think it is something that actually matters. If you like going to work, you like your coworkers. When stuff pops off, like, you're going to be there to have their back and fight, and you see that now. And I don't think you saw that the last couple of years around here.
Yeah, it definitely matters, bro. It definitely matters. It directly impacts the team. It doesn't guarantee wins, but if you don't have it, it guarantees losses. No question about it. It definitely matters, for sure. Speaking of Kelvin Banks, man, I was impressed. Nick Bosa beat him a few times, but he battled his ass off. Strong, just battled, bro. He fought. You know what I mean? He has man, he has a lot to be excited about. He has a lot to his game that you are excited about, that I'm excited about. And Tally too on the other side. Fuaga, when his opportunities against Nick and the other guys that they have rushing the passer, like, man, I'm telling you, I feel very strongly about these two young tackles. I liked what I saw from them. And Nick Bosa, he may be the best in the league. Like, he is. He's incredible. I've had battles with the guy. Happy I don't have to do that again. But watching those young guys battle, man, it was I enjoyed it, bro. I enjoyed it. It was a fun watch.
I felt the same way, and I'm glad you said that, because like you kind of tally everything up, and he blocked Bosa 26 times, gave up 5 pressures. That's like not a great rate, but watching it, it felt like he held his own, and I kind of like that he's having some of this a little bit of struggle, but like it wasn't like he got smoked, you know? Like,
right.
I think there's some tape here for him to watch, go back, learn from, see what he did different. But like, I thought he held his own for the most part. Fuaga did too, man, and he was playing with the banged up knee. He was questionable going into the game. I thought he played better this week than he did last week, actually. I thought last week was a little bit rough, and he left the game early. I think he was playing hurt, but he showed me something out there right now. And then, man, like, McCoy is just, watching him work is top tier, man. Like, he just doesn't, it's just sound every single snap, man. Yeah, no doubt. Like, I don't think the one thing that sucks about this team not being like what it was during your peak is like people don't notice the center just being consistently great every single week. Whereas if it's a playoff team, you know, he's in the Pro Bowl, he's getting those All-Pro votes. Like, probably one of the more underappreciated guys in the league, man. But he's as good as a get. And, you know, I've seen the standard. I've seen Ramchek. You know, he's in that tier. He's close. He's at least knocking on the door. But if he ain't there already,
no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Nick, I got one more question for you before I get you out of here. And it's keeping up with the Joneses. Mac Jones and his performance Sunday, Daniel Jones and his performance the last 2 Sundays. What is going on?
Crazy, man. Like I think both those guys maybe, and again, it might be we talked about Josh Dobbs last week. Like you got to see like a larger sample to actually like believe it. But I think there's a chance with both these guys. And Dobbs was the same way. He got around a good coach and he played better than he ever has for a minute. Like people in the league talk about Shane Steichen like he's like a guru offensively, and I think he just hasn't had the quarterback. They've been searching for it every year, it seems like, since Luck left. And I think Anthony Richardson, really toolsy guy, but when you're completing 47% of your passes in the NFL, like it's tough to win a lot of games like that. I think maybe Daniel Jones has got with the right coach. The coach is able to bring it out. And maybe he has a chance. Like I think if you're going to place a bet on like a Sam Darnold possibility, he might have a shot at maybe putting it together. Like there is talent. He did touch success in New York. I just think that's a tough franchise that maybe isn't the most conducive to success all the way around. I mean, they gave up on the best running back in possibly NFL history prematurely for no reason. And yeah, I mean, maybe Jones, he gets in a better system and maybe he has a chance. We'll see. They got a good O-line, can protect them, all that stuff. Man, Mac Jones, like Shanahan's just like the best coach there is, right? I mean, like I don't think he's ever had a top tier quarterback, and he's been knocking on the door of the Super Bowl for forever with Jimmy Garoppolo and Purdy. And, I think you can just put some guys into that system. It's kind of like Saints were like that for a minute too, man. They had you guys, they had Mike Thomas, they got Alvin Kamara. You can win some games when you got the right structure. So, I think both these guys maybe just ended up in a slightly better spot. And what Mac did Sunday was crazy. I was not expecting him to look that good. Like it didn't look like a backup quarterback playing like at all. 270 yards.
It was crazy, bro. When I went to watch. No, my fault, Nick. Yeah, when I went to watch, it was, man, to see Mac Jones, because in Miami, I was able to see Mac Jones a couple of times with the Patriots. So to see him do what he did, his stat line was crazy. But I think even more impressive was Daniel Jones, bro, going against the Denver Broncos defense, which we collectively as football fans see them as being top 3 defense in the league.
Yeah.
And he went and got a huge win against the Denver Broncos. And keeping up with the Joneses, dog, we that's something we're gonna have to, that might turn into a weekly segment with the way these two are playing.
Man, the other thing with Mac too, people probably don't realize that they had a defensive coordinator as the offensive coordinator when he was up. They had Matt Patricia as their offensive coordinator. And
right.
Man, how's that work? It's like, come on, that's insane.
No, you're right.
Like,
you're right.
I get a football coach is a football coach, but like you're developing a quarterback and you got like Matt Patricia. Like, no, man, that isn't how it should be done.
You're right. You're right. All right, Nick, let me get you up out of here, man. I appreciate you for jumping on the set with your boy. We'll do this again next week if you don't block me.
Man, I'm here. Just let me know.
All right, appreciate you, my guy.
Yes, sir. Take it easy.
That was Nick Underhill, everyone. He is the head of NOF, New Orleans Football, at NOF, Twitter, Instagram, everything. Him, Mike Triplett, those guys are incredible when it comes to covering the game. Unbiased ear, unbiased eye, and voice. All right. Man, we've been rolling on the set already an hour into the show. Monday Night Football will be coming on soon. So I'm going to kind of speed through these last few segments, but I do not want to omit anything if I can get out of here before Monday Night Football kicks off. Let's go to week 2 review. Cowboys versus Giants. This game was exactly what you want to see in the NFL, in a division game with 2 storied franchises in a rivalry, division rivalry, early candidate for game of the year, which was crazy. The back and forth was crazy. The Giants went up with like 20 seconds to go in the game. And I'm on the plane. We're leaving from the Twins basketball camp with the coaches and the other parents. And it was a Cowboys fan on the plane, and we're talking. And when the Giants went up by 3 with 20 seconds left, I'm like, hey, they're gonna go tie this up. And the Cowboys fan had no faith. I'm not gonna say his name. I'm not gonna throw him under the bus, but he had no faith that they was gonna go down, tie the game up. They did exactly that. 64-yard banger, 64-yard field goal he would have been good from 70. Banged it. They go to overtime, win the game in overtime. That was a fire back and forth, man. Early candidate for game of the year. And then Broncos-Colts was another game that I really wanted to pay attention to. And Daniel Jones was lights out, man. To beat that Denver Broncos team, that defense, the stat line that he had, the efficiency that he had, taking care of the ball, execution, scoring points. It was, hey, is it real? Let's see. Is Daniel Jones the real thing? Is he the Sam Darnold story? Is this about to be a situation where he revitalizes his career and just become one of those? Man, but in these early 2 weeks, it looks promising. The last game, well, 2 more games in week 2 review. The Lions versus Bears, that was another situation I wanted to watch closely. I have a lot of history with a lot of coaches on both teams, coordinators, head coaches, all that, and was paying close attention to them in this game. And this was a pissed off Detroit Lions going out and make a statement. That's all that was. Pissed off. The season didn't start the way they wanted to. They were shut down against the Green Bay Packers to open the season. They were talked about very badly all week. The coordinator's gone. Did they miss their window? And this was a response. This was a statement. That's how you want to come out in week 2. Shout out to the Detroit Lions. Shout out Dan Campbell, my dog. And lastly, in week 2, Chiefs versus Eagles. The Super Bowl rematch. Great game. A lot of great talent, great football, highly detailed football, well executed plays, well executed X's and O's, all those good things you want to see, high level football. I don't think the Chiefs can beat these guys. The Eagles are specifically built to beat the Chiefs. That team was formulated to beat the Chiefs. Every piece that they brought into the building, every coach, it was made to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. That is I feel like they have their number now. They got them figured out. They were built to beat this team. And we've seen this before. Teams that have dominated and going to championships, and teams, they structure everything to beat that team. We've seen it in NFL. I mean, in the NBA, when the Warriors were so dominant, all these teams started to find these pieces who can shoot the ball, lights out, who can guard 1 through 5, who can switch everything on defense. We've seen the Rockets, they tried it. The Celtics got it done. These teams just built to beat that top team. The matchups, transitioning to the matchups that I spoke about that I wanted to really watch closely. In the trenches, showing love to the big dogs, Laremy Tunsil versus Micah Parsons. That was a heavyweight bout. It was great on great. Micah has been insane all across the line. He's rushing against all 5 spots. That defense, Green Bay Packers defense, they're playing lights out, man. It's really hard to not see them as Super Bowl favorites. And we know it's early, but those guys are playing insane football. And this one-on-one matchup was fire. It really was, to see these guys go back and forth. Laremy Tunsil did a lot of Laremy Tunsil things. Very square set, strong outside hand. Micah Parsons struggled with his outside hand a lot. They didn't have a ton of one-on-one matchups, maybe 10 reps. And 8 of those looked like Laremy Tunsil. Just square set, strong outside hand. Micah really didn't have an answer for it until late. Micah did clear the outside hand on a double hand swipe. Really great get off, jabbed inside, double hand swipe, pressure around the edge. He was able to get a hit on Jaden Daniels on that. And then the last play of the game, the final play of the game, Micah was able to beat Laremy Tunsil with the inside move and hit another hit on Jaden Daniels, knocked him down, closed the game out. But those guys battled. That was one hell of a battle. And honestly, just one-on-one, if I had to, I say LT. I'll give the nod to LT in that one-on-one matchup. The other O-line, D-line matchup that I had was Ronnie Stanley versus Myles Garrett. These guys have faced each other a number of times, and it was another battle. Definitely a battle. I'll give the win to Myles Garrett on this one. He had 2 sacks. The first one, I don't put that one on Ronnie Stanley. Myles Garrett makes an inside move. He spins back out late. Lamar still has the ball kind of rolling out to the left, goes down for a sack. I don't really put that one on him. The second sack that Myles Garrett was able to get was fire. Nasty move. Get off from a wide 9 technique. The running back tried to chip Myles Garrett on the way out into his route. So Myles avoided the running back, got back to Ronnie Stanley, double hand swipe around the edge, clean sack. It was nice. Really nice play. Really nice move. It was elite. And that was on play 36 of the game, third quarter. And Myles tried the exact same rush, everything, play 46, 10 plays later, and Ronnie Stanley, he responded. He answered to it, the same exact rush, jab step inside, tried to double hand swipe the edge. He was ready for it that time. Fire battle. I'll give Myles Garrett the nod on that one. But that was definitely, it was nice. It was a nice battle. That's exactly what we want to see in them trenches. And I'll have the video coming soon, guys, so we can actually get into it and break down, like, so you can visually see what I'm discussing. I'm trying to paint a picture now and be detailed in my description, but I want to be able to show you exactly what I'm talking about when we're talking through these different rushes and the result. 6:07 right now. So we got this Monday Night Football doubleheader. Got the Bucs versus the Texans and the Chargers versus the Raiders. I won't get too deep into detail of these matchups. I'll more so just pick a winner. I have the Texans winning their game against the Buccaneers. I think their front will prove to be quite a problem for the Bucs. Even though the Bucs have a really good offensive line, shout out to Tristan Wirfs over there at left tackle. He's phenomenal. Maybe LT1. But the Texans, they need a win to get the season going the right way. I see this being a bounce back week for CJ Stroud. He struggled against the Rams last week. So this being a bounce back week for him, Texans get this dub. And the Chargers versus the Raiders. I think the Chargers will go and get another win in the AFC West. They had a huge win last week against the Kansas City Chiefs. And I know that's a weight off their shoulders. That's the weight off the shoulders of Justin Herbert. He can't allow the Raiders to come and put the weight right back on his shoulders. So I see them guys handling business and getting that dub. I got the Texans and the Chargers tonight. Looking ahead to week 3, Thursday Night Football, as I announced, I have Mitch Morse. He's going to join the show. He's going to join the set Thursday pregame before the Dolphins versus the Buffalo Bills. He was a longtime Buffalo Bill Pro Bowler over there at center. I was a Miami Dolphin Pro Bowler in Miami at left tackle. So we will be going head-to-head and battling out before the Dolphins and the Bills kick off. So please be here for that, my good people. And also looking forward to the matchup of the week. As far as games go, the Rams versus Eagles. That is going to be one of them ones. That's going to be a special day. It's going to be a great fight. The Rams versus Eagles, they met in the playoffs last year as the Eagles went on to win that game and ultimately go win the Super Bowl. Rams looking for some get back. So that'll be a fire game to watch. I'm sure you all will be tuned into that. Had or would you rather for the night? We are running out of time. So I will give you guys the would you rather, and you send me your answers on X. All right. So on the set Instagram, please follow the set show on Twitter, on X. Follow the set show. I'll post the question on there so you guys can answer in the comments on there. But I'll give you the question here. Would you rather fight 20 10-year-olds or 3 16-year-olds? Would you rather fight 20 10-year-olds or 3 16-year-olds all at once? You're getting jumped. what you doing, back against the wall, who you squabbling with. Let us know on the set. All right, my great people. I appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. I know Monday Night Football is kicking off. But man, this was fire. This was great. I had 2 great guests. Shout out to Reason. Shout out to Nick Underhill. Shout out to the Set Show. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Appreciate you guys coming in. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all those good things. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. We're getting very, very close. I will let you know how to enter to be able to win a jersey. Once we hit 10,000 subscribers, jersey going out the door. Signed, sealed, delivered. On the road to 10K. I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you so much for rocking with the set. T-Stead. Wow.